know they're doing a lot more, like right now they're doing bone marrow transplants, I believe, in humans. But they're doing some bone marrow transplants in humans. I've seen some YouTube videos on that. They nowadays are doing bone marrow transplants in humans. But my question is now, are they even doing more and more stem cell treatments in the bodies of humans now? Are they doing things more and more in human bodies using stem cells? I know they're doing a lot with the bone marrow cells, like transplant bone marrow cells. They transplant bone marrow cells nowadays in humans. But what about stem cells? Are they doing more and more stem cell in humans? I think they are doing more and more stem cell experiments in humans using adult stem cells from that person's own body. They seem to be doing more stem. How about bone marrow transplants? I read where there's this is a 5-month-old little girl. Her name is her last name is Ducharme. It was on CTV News. Her last name is Ducharme, and they're trying to find some bone marrow stem cells, bone marrow that will match up with her, and they're doing the swab tests, and that they're being done at St. Clair College and University of Windsor. Is supposed to be in February the 6th, 2017, and they're doing bone marrow transplants. They're recruiting people like donors, or looking for donors. And so, and not only are they doing bone marrow transplants in humans, but are they doing stem cell transplants in humans? Are they experimenting in humans using stem cells? Bone marrow stem cells from their person's own body. Are they doing that now? Is something very good what they're being able to do with stem cells nowadays. It sounds very good. It sounds like the ball is finally getting rolling after all this time. Bone marrow stem cells, bone marrow transplant. But what about transplanting the stem cells in humans? Are they doing that more and more these days? And when I saw on that CTV, can't even tell me. Are they doing more bone marrow? Are they doing more stem cell treatments in humans these days? Are they doing it more and more in humans? I remember when it was done in mice, rats, and other animals, but I think now it's being done more and more in humans. And would someone like CTV or someone, would they be able to confirm that they are doing more and more stem cell treatments and experiments in humans these days. And so to say more specifically, when might they be using adult stem cells in humans? When will they do experiments on humans to grow and or repair damaged nerves in humans? I've heard that the mesenchymal bone marrow stem cells, and I remember when Gordie Howe went for treatment in Mexico and they got bone marrow stem cells. I believe it was what they call mesenchymal stem cells, something like for bone marrow stem cells, and they put that in his body, Gordie Howe. But see, he had the stroke. But my question is, are they doing more and more stem cell treatments in humans these days? And I'm hoping that as a matter of fact, I wonder if at W5 they could probably do a documentary at W5, because W5 did a wonderful documentary. W5 did a wonderful documentary about Gordie Howe and his stem cell treatments. I wonder if W5 could do a documentary series, about, are they using more and more stem cells in humans these days, more and more stem cell experiments in humans. And I'm thinking, it's possible that they could do a documentary about are they doing more and more stem cell treatments in humans? I think they are. I've heard of this little 5-month-old girl where they're doing swab samples, and they're looking for recruits, bone marrow matches. What's her name? Well, her last name is Ducharme. Let's see on this paper. I think I've gotten it written down on the... I don't know. It looks like Madeleine Ducharme. Madeleine Ducharme. And it was on the CTV News that they're gonna do like they're trying to find a donor for a bone marrow transplant. They have to do it because she has some kind of disease, or this. Well, I think that this thing is great, the bone marrow transplants in humans, and are they able to do more and more experiments in humans using stem cells, not just bone marrow transplants, but stem cells, and even to grow nerves. And I'm wondering if W5 could do a documentary, a major documentary on the use of adult stem cells in humans. Human experiments using adult stem cells. using adult stem cells in humans. Adult stem cells, because I've been kind of waiting, and it looks like it's finally taking flight. And I'm just wondering if CTV News, in conjunction with W5 and different other companies or whatever, that will do documentaries, major documentaries on the things they can now do with stem cells, adult stem cells. Can they do more and more stem cell treatments in humans nowadays? And that's why I've often said that University of Windsor should have a neuroscience department and a department for regenerative medicine, because this thing is beginning to look more and more promising. So I'm hoping that even University of Windsor is gonna have their own neurosciences and their own regenerative medicine. And I'm hoping that W5 will do a major documentary about bone marrow transplants and stem cell transplants in humans, and transplants of stem cells in humans for neurological and neuroscience purposes of growing nerves and repairing damaged nerves in humans. Thank you.